Welcome, brothers and sisters of the multiverse. No, not now. I just saw a simultaneously beautiful and heartbreaking video from one guy that's so authentic and kind, but struggles with the imposter syndrome. I saw the pain in his eyes. You can hear it in his voice. You don't even have to be in HSP to see it. And I think it's very brave that it was all unscripted on that. It's sad and beautiful and brave. I mean, that's the thing, right? He thinks he's alone in this because rarely anyone ever speaks of it. But almost all of us, I think, struggle with it in one time or another. At some job, in a circle of friends. It's always like we have this picture of ourselves. And we also have a picture of ourselves that differs from person to person. Like we have the picture of ourselves in the minds of others. If that makes sense. Be it consciously or subconsciously. We have our roles in society. We have a specific role in our job. We have a specific role in our family and circle of friends and at our hobby club or something. There are always those unspoken boundaries of where or to whom do I show which parts of myself, right? Why is that? As far as I can see, it isn't related to any trauma. It seems innate in all of us, and that begs a different, deeper questions. Like, I have a feeling it has to do with what they in philosophy call the thrownness. We all have that feeling from the very beginning, not because of in which family we incarnated, if you believe in that, or in which circumstances, which tone of skin or whatever. strongness and this, I believe it's somehow connected. And that is, in my opinion, only a glimpse or a shower of that this, what I believe in, and that we incarnate over and over, it just makes more sense. That's plus on that side. The question is how we deal with it. Most of us just, it's like not even actively ignoring it or subconsciously suppressing it. We mostly don't even see it. Like the fish doesn't see the water around it, right? It's too obvious to be seen. And it shows in so many different themes and topics that it's overwhelming. I could just start to count them, and we'll be here until next Easter. In relationships, let's say romantic relationships, how often did we catch ourselves trying to fit the other's picture of us, for example? Even if in a small gesture, and then the rationalizations come like, I didn't want to hurt his or her feelings and blah blah blah. That all comes later, but it's directly connected to that question of ourselves, of our true being. All is more or less connected to that, I think. I can't think of one right now that isn't. It's the easy way to say it. And we should start to talk about it more. It's a constant burden, conscious or not. And it moves us daily. If we stand in a line in a shop and think about if you should say something to the old lady or gentleman in front of us because of something, or it's there 1,000 times a day, every day. That's related to that too, I think. It's something big. But I heard often psychologists suggest, related to anxiety problems, that slowly but firmly facing their fears can help lower it, in the the comfort zone, but always a little step ahead till we're comfortable with that, and then another little step ahead until we're there, you know, not to fear that something anymore. I think that's what we have to do with that too, with imposter syndrome and stuff. And it goes hand in hand with know thyself. Truly. Nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing unnatural. I mean, they can call it neuroticism if it's extreme and one doesn't know how to deal with it. Sure, professionals can help. But ultimately, awareness, our own awareness, and that's why most professionals do it with the questioning, so you come yourself to the conclusions. Some things we can ask ourselves as if we were our own psychiatrist or psychologist. I don't say skip them. I'm no medical professional and all of that. Disclaimer here. If you have a really hard time, seek out help. You know. But if it's nothing big or threatening, just a little tickle, so to say, starting there would be good. Just question, why am I thinking that I'm an imposter? This guy that I saw, he's pretty much very authentic from the beginning. And that's why people like him so much. That's why he blew up, so to say. But it's hard for us, for many of us, to deal with it, because it's like yesterday I was nobody, right? And today, you know, all that, ask any celebrity that blew out overnight, or any, you know, athlete or actor, whatever. Anyone who got promoted to a job that he thought of was way beyond him. On the one hand, it lost also the illusion we had of those people, those successful ones. But they don't fart rainbows. Just people. We are all just people. Some have talents in things today's world rewards more than other talents. Everyone has his own talents. The world doesn't tell you your value. And often, sadly, rewards mediocrity. And that's what's confusing, right? And unfair and all of that. And to not to have to think about that, we tell ourselves another stories. We in we're story writers, all of us, in that regard. So we don't have to deal with reality. Reality in that sense, how the world works. Because it's just mind-blowingly unfair. How many field workers work their behinds off every day, plowing and back breaking and you know, hustling and grinding that field at the merciless sun sometimes in the summers, and they can barely scrape by if they sell something. It's mostly for the banks and insurance companies and basic necessities. Barely covers it mostly. While an athlete makes that money in a minute if you break it down. They make so much in a month, and if you break it down, maybe not in a minute, but in an hour or so, some even less, let's say in 5 minutes. An athlete who basically kicks a ball or throws it. They basically kick or throw a ball and make so much, same amount of money as in 5 minutes that they make in a month. And I mean a month, like 250 or 300 hours of work, hard work, back-breaking work, full of sweat and tears. So if one is humble and suddenly sells his first book and it's a hit and it's a bestseller or something and becomes millionaire overnight just because they pour their minds and souls into words, of course they will have imposter syndrome, right? First, the happiness over masks it because it's stronger. Wow, right? But then after a few months, weeks, sometimes even after only a few days, they stop and holy what's happening here? Right? some people cherish what you have taught them. Some people cherish who you are. Some people cherish what you can do. Some people cherish your character. Some people cherish how you make them feel. Why don't we perceive it in everyday interactions with family, friends, or colleagues, or partners? Whom we also make them feel like that. Just a kind gesture or a nice word. It's all part of the same equation. Of course, there are those who are even the opposite of that. And they don't have that problem because they think more of themselves than they are. It's not a problem and another topic and another issue. But I think imposter syndrome basically is just a show of your humbleness and your disbelief in the true value of your worth, if you can say it like that. It's just accept it. If people like you for who you are, if you're truly authentic, like this guy is, if you're truly authentic and people like you, they like you, it's a nice thing, and just enjoy it, right? There's too many fake ones out there, far too many. That was a trend for a while, that worked, monetary speaking, for a while. People are now also waking up to that. And they're sick of it, they're overfed with it. Fakeness everywhere. That's changing now too. So don't beat yourself up about it. It's perfectly normal. You're not alone. By far. Not alone with that. You're just a beautiful human. And that's all you ever have to be. Just a kind person. That's already gold. So much from today. Love you, brothers and sisters.